Africa, as we know it, is very blessed, extremely blessed with resources, natural resources, also very blessed with people, talented and gifted people who can actually get things done skillfully and in a way that, honestly, in my own opinion, some other counterpart in some other part of the world may not be able to.
Meet Kevin Emah, a Nigerian entrepreneur based in the diaspora who has decided to invest back into Nigeria. He currently owns a feed mill that produces approximately 9 tons of livestock feed, which is about 360 bags per day. At first, when I heard about him, I was curious. Can someone be in the diaspora and his business will be running smoothly here in Nigeria? That is why I decided to visit this place to find out firsthand.
I think sometimes the challenge is just the resources that are available to us in Africa or in Nigeria. That our counterpart in Nigeria counterpart outside of Nigeria have access to that we don't have access to those kind of resources in Africa or in Nigeria. But what do? I think first of all, believe in the potential, believe in the people that we have. That's the first thing. And I know that may be far-fetched for some people, because many people have had the experiences where they have sworn they would never do anything in Africa or with Africa, maybe because of their experiences. And trust me, I have had those shares of experiences as well. But interestingly, that has not deterred my belief, my confidence that Africa is tremendously blessed with opportunities to explore and to craft out a solution that is both tangible and affordable and will impact lives extremely. So believing in the opportunities that we have, and also believing in the potential, the workforce I mentioned earlier. A lot of young people are out there, talented and gifted, but may not have the opportunity to express themselves. And so that gives us, having an organization like the one we do have now, gives us an opportunity to train, to build, to mentor. Because I think I mentioned earlier, not all of them come ready-made, if any. So you have to build and craft and structure and mentor and teach. All of that comes along with the package of building something that is sustainable. So I'll say believe in the opportunities, believe in Africa, believe in the people, and obviously do the due diligence when it's time to invest. Don't just throw money. There are many people who are not living in Nigeria or Africa that, are outside of the country. They send money back home and they hope that the money would do what they want the money to be used for.
Hi guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you're good. So currently I'm in a feed mill in Akwa Ibom State, and this feed mill is owned by a Nigerian man who is based in the diaspora, but it's actually running really smooth. So I'm curious to know, can you be in the diaspora and own a business in Nigeria without being present, and it's going to be running very, very good? Everything is going to be running fine. It has a manager right here who oversees the place, like who is taking in charge and all. So one thing I want to tell you guys is that yes, you can be in the diaspora and run a business here in Nigeria or in any part of the world, maybe in Africa, but you just need a trusted person who is going to be handling the business for you. Because as you guys know, most times if you don't have someone who is trusted, you might keep on sending money. When you're outside the country, you'll be sending money to people in Nigeria or in any African country. Maybe you went out to also for greener pastures and all, but you keep on sending money down to your country. As I am in Nigeria, let's say you keep on sending money to Nigeria, but the people you are sending the money to are just using it for their own selfish interests. You meet a lot of scammers online who tell you, okay, I'm going to do this for you, but they tend not to do it. A lot of people who are outside the country, who are in the diaspora, faces stuff like this. They want to invest back into the country, but they don't have trusted hands to do it. So this is the feed mill. They produce a lot of feed. I'm going to be documenting everything about what they're going to be doing today. They produce poultry feed, they produce rabbit feed, they produce pig feed. They do a lot in this particular place right here, and it's owned by a Nigerian who is based in US. Yes. So I'm going to be meeting with them in a bit, but I want to tell you guys that if this is the first time seeing this channel, like, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on the notification bell so that anytime I post a relevant video, you get to see it.
I'm Dr. Bak Epo.
Okay.
Chief consultant, chief animal nutritionist consultant, go briefing.
Okay, so let's talk about the feed mill now. The owner of this feed mill is based in the diaspora.
Yeah.
Why is this business succeeding while it's not present? Why do you think it's succeeding?
Yes, because we have decided to run this business as a team. Okay. Not as a one-man show. You know, somebody just throwing in money and then people will use the money to go about the business without him being involved. So the business has been formulated to be run as a team. Whether you are in the Atlantic Ocean or you are in the Mediterranean Sea, you are part of the day-to-day activities of the feed mill that is going on from Monday to Sunday, maybe exclusively Sunday, or from Monday to Saturday. All the people involved in this company are part of the daily activity. Well, so both financially and production-wise, everybody is involved. The approval comes from everybody. Approval does not come from one person. Yeah. So money does not come from one person. Everybody is involved in the money coming in from the diaspora, the money coming in from the customers that patronize us. So everybody knows what is coming in and what is being expended for. That's why the business have succeeded. Find its foot and gradually finding its foot to the level where the business can run without you just stay in your house and the business is moving. Right now we are involved to take it to that level.
So would you advise people out there in the diaspora to invest?
Yes, it's very key that we have diaspora investment in the country because that will create employment and job. Because the happiness of a diaspora investment is to lift people here from small background to the level that they can at least say, oh, they are feeding themselves and their family. Because government cannot do it alone. We all know that government cannot do it alone. And if government has no business in business, the government says they are going to business, know that you know the result how to end. So now we need investors. Whether you are in diaspora or you're within the country, what you need to do is to understudy the business. Understudy the business, know the kind of business you're putting money into. Know the goals and the wants of the business. Being able to know the business to the ground. In fact, you start the business from the background, not only on the surface. Somebody just called it tomorrow, put money. No. You start the business from the background. So the person that is bringing in the funds needs to understudy the business. But most times why some business fail is that the owners knows nothing about the business. But get attracted by maybe a mere profit that has been told, you know, and this business, you know, is moving and there's money and all those stuff. But as the owner, you need to know the details of the business. The simplicity of the business. The simplifying of the business, because the business needs to be simplified to the nearest level that you must understand. Without that, I wouldn't advise anybody, whether you're in diaspora or within, to invest when you know nothing about that business. So if the diaspora person understood the business well enough, it will be very easy for him to stay there and run the business without any help. The help could be go put things for me, do this. But he control the process. Because the process needs to have a control. Any business that does not have a control cannot move forward. Get stagnated somewhere. So why Navy go briefly under the Navy group, Navy families that have been able to succeed is that it has been run as a team business. It's not a one-man show. Everybody has come together to put their hands together and run this company and taking it to this level.
I'm okay with taking risks. And I know that people have different risk levels, so I'm okay with taking risks. And to be honest with you, this is not the first investment that, I have or I and my family have. We've had an opportunity to put our hands in some other things before this one. So that gave us opportunity to learn our lessons, gave us an opportunity to fine tune our approaches. So when it was time for us to launch out on this particular venture into agriculture, if you will, it wasn't a scary situation at all, but it was a matter of basically leaning back or reaching back to the lessons that we've learned in terms of how do we manage and deal with people, because that's essentially the center of running a business or managing an operation. How do we manage with procurement, getting the raw materials that we need from the right sources at the right prices, because that ultimately affects the price of our products. So I wasn't scared. I'm not the type that gets scared easily like that, if I could put it that way. And I'm not trying to make starting out a business light. No, it is not. It takes a lot of work. There's actually a scripture where Jesus spoke about and said, who among you will want to build, but first does not take the time to count the cost? So for us, we did. We did our homework. We did our due diligence. We did the pilot study, like I mentioned. That gave us an opportunity to learn. We asked the questions. We surrounded our people with the right folks. Okay, we have some of the brightest minds, and I'll even take a pause here and give a shout out to our production manager. We have some of the sharpest minds that are working with us, and I'm so grateful. Our organization, Speak for Organization, is very grateful to have him, who is not only studied, he has not only studied in this field and become an expert in it, and is now practicing with us, but he's also positioned himself to be a mentor, now lecturing in a university, which is tremendous because it's an opportunity where he's pouring this knowledge out now to the younger folks. But back to the question of being scared. No, I wasn't. Every opportunity to craft out a solution for a problem is a tremendous opportunity. It's a great challenge that we don't shy away from taking. And this will not be the only one that we will have to take. We're looking forward to more.
As it is a compound machine, okay, which is actually the feed mill. The feed mill cannot operate without the machine. And then the live wire of the feed mill are the ingredient. Okay. And these are the ends of the mix of the feed mill. So this is a compound machine where you have the hammer mill, the conveyor belt, and the mixer. Yeah. So now currently we are going through production process. Okay. So we have the different ingredients being measured and kept closer to the machine. So for now, you have the ingredients that cannot go directly to the mixer are being crushed using the hammer mill. Okay. And they pass through the conveyor belts to the mixing area, which is the mixer. And they are being taken up to mix. The ingredients that are not crushed are infused directly into the mixer. So that's basically the production process. First, you start by blending, which is the act of measuring the different ingredients in their right proportion and place in their different position closer to the machine or within the machine area. Before you now on your generator and actually start the production process. So this takes us about 1 hour to mix 3 tons. 3 tons of it. That's 120 baht. Wow. Because this is 3 tons here. Yeah. So we do this twice a day. So that will be 6 tons. Yesterday we did 6. Then we'll do 6. Tomorrow we'll do 6. So that's 18 tons for this week. So like a day you guys do like 240 bags. Yeah. So we are planning to be doing 1,000 bags then. Wow. So that will be the market for that 240 bags. There's market for the 240 bags. Wow. See this cement, No, this is limestone.
Okay, limestone.
Part of the feed ingredient.
Okay.
This is thick red limestone. Don't call it cement. Thick red limestone. It is part of the material. Yes, it's part of the material used to produce cement.
Okay.
It also an important aspect in poultry production.
Yeah.
Because its job is to strengthen the eggshell. Comes in to strengthen the eggshell.
So which seed are you guys mixing currently now?
We are mixing layers match.
Okay, layers.
Layers.
Okay, that's why you're adding limestone.
Limestone. So that the shell of the egg will be soft.
Okay, okay. I see. So how many workers do you need to do this whole
Yes, currently we need only 3 workers.
Only 3 workers.
Wow. Until we mount the second machine, we'll need another set of water. But for now.
So how big is this space?
Yes, this space can contain up to 150 tons material.
Wow.
Currently we have more than what do I do? Can contain more than 200 tons material.
Okay,
currently we have up to 200 tons material.
Okay.
Start here. This is the maize area. This is the protein source area. So this is the finished feed, a processed
finished feed
that have been weighed.
This is
this is grower mat. That side is layer mat.
Oh wow.
Yesterday they did grower and layer.
What we are doing, the vision that we are running right now, and even all the other ones, we're talking about one, but there are others. All of them are not, they are not retirement focused. That would be very myopic. That would be very small, because when it's retirement, that's just some years down the line. It's not that far away. But what we are hoping to accomplish here is something that would transcend generations. It's something that I hope my children and my children's children and their children's children, to however many generations down the line, can come up and still be able to plug in. We want to be able to give families an opportunity that their parents can work in this company and make a living. Their children, if they choose to be part, can also come be a part and make a living. Their children's children, and it continues like that. The scripture speaks of it. And this is a true blessing, that it goes down to a 4th generation and maybe even beyond. So that's really what we are hoping to accomplish, something that transcends generations, not just retirement. Retirement would just be very small, very myopic, and that's not our goal. It is way, way beyond that.
Okay, I want to ask a question. What do you guys do differently from other feed companies? Because we have other feed companies. What do you guys do differently that will make people stick to your own feed?
Yes. First, what we do differently is that these feed are produced on a daily basis.
Okay.
So people have that confidence that as you're coming to pick the feed, you're not picking a feed that has stayed in a store for over a long time.
Yeah.
At least it's produced weekly and it's being sold weekly.
Okay.
So people are sure of the standard being preserved, the quality being kept, the composition of the feed being intact and fresh. Because something at fresh keeps the best to keep on what? Maintaining their production constantly.
Yeah.
So that's what we do differently, because people now know there is a feed mill here. No need of rushing to book feed elsewhere and stay for a long time to retrieve. When you come, you pick it up. Before you come, the next production, the whole place is empty. So the next feed you are carrying is a new production. So that's what we do differently. And also our prices are very competitive.
Okay.
Well, yes, there are differences in the factory price with the outside price. So it also attracts people to come buy the feed. Because the price you give them that little allowance for them to increase their profitability, their profit margin in their business. So it also helps to attract people.
How long have you guys been in business?
Yes, this is 1 year and 3 months.
1 year and 3 months. And you guys are already producing a lot like this.
Yeah.
When you started, how many were you producing?
28 October 2023.
Okay.
2023. I think our first production was about 400 farrow bags. Yes, first production. That was for 1 week production.
Okay,
But
well,
it took us like 1 month
to sell out.
to sell out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so it took us the whole of November, probably part of December, to be able to sell up to 500 bags of food.
Wow.
So over then, we have been moving from that stage, growing gradually. We were able to achieve over 20,000 bags last year.
Wow.
Over 25,000 bags, over 20, let me say over 20,000 bags.
Yeah.
So that has also built up the company, strengthened us. So we have a target for this year.
Okay.
So you know, it's not a mean feat for a new company coming into the business with so much competitor.
Yeah.
The big player in quote, you know, producing millions of tons.
Yeah.
And you're able to, you know, to sell that much. Sell that each. So we hope to move from 20,000 plus to 50,000 this year. So we keep on progressing.
So how many types of feed do you guys produce here?
Okay, basically we have 5, you know, types of feed here. We have the starter match, we have the finisher match.
For poultry?
No, the types of feed is divided into, so we have for poultry, we have for piggery.
Okay.
So for poultry, we have 4 types. For piggery, just 1 type. So for poultry, you have the starter match, the finisher match, the growers match, and the layers match. For piggery, you only have the thick concentrate. So those are the fish, different types of fish you find in this food currently. It's very profitable if you study the business very well. Study your competitors, you study the raw materials market. Business is profitable at the point of buying the raw materials. If you cannot keep your cost of raw materials low, no matter how highly quality your feed is, you may not make profits, but you may only be serving the customers. So you must produce the least cost formulation, but with best quality. This cost formulation will help you to make the desired profit that the company is supposed to make. The company is not out there to make bogus profits per bag of feed, but the company has to be well. What I mean by well, the company has to be healthy. The company is not healthy, the business cannot continue. So it's very much profitable. But like I said, if you cannot procure your raw materials at the price that favors the company, that means the company may not eventually make profits. So business is profitable at the point of procurement. That is all what I can say.
Okay, so are there any challenges you guys face as a feed mill company, and what are those challenges?
Yes, we face procurement challenges because we are not really that so large for now. But in a medium scale, we are okay as a feed mill, but not in a small scale. Medium scale, we are okay, but not as big as other competitors. So we face challenges of raw materials because there are periods within the year that raw materials are scarce. But in our first year of, being inception, first year of being in production, we've passed through those challenges. We have to weather the storm to pass through them. We understand those different times of the year. And now we have vowed to be vigilant about those different periods of the year that you realize that this particular product is scarce. You have already made your plans to fix it. So those are the challenges because it affects your costs. It affects the cost of the finished products. It even affects your input costs because if you don't prepare, you may end up, running at a loss because something is 10 naira today and you did not buy. They say in the next 2 months it will grow to what? 20 naira. If you don't buy when it is 10 naira to cover up, what would you face? You face the challenges of trying to maintain the cost when other players, you understand, have moved beyond that level because you have to surpass those challenges.
All right.
We also have challenge of the machines. We need to have constant maintenance engineer You know, the machines also give challenges at one point or the other, but we've been able to work around that one to ensure that our production is constant without any hitch. It's only known to us, not for the customers.
Yeah.
Because the customers, once they start realizing that you cannot meet their demand, they will tend to move away from you. So at all times, you see products available here for sale.
Well, one of the primary challenges that, in my experience, I've come to underline, is having the right people with the right skills and the right mindset. Right people with the right skills and the right mindset, because for those that are not living in Nigeria, a lot of them have interest in doing something back home or doing something in Africa. And wherever they are around the world, with their resources and their earnings, they take a portion of it and they send back home so that things can be done. Maybe a business is established for them, or maybe a house is built for them, so that they have, some place to point to or to go back to. But the challenge is usually the people that they end up working with back home. And some of them end up with very devastating stories and experiences. So, but what I've come to discover is that is the main challenge. Money is not necessarily the problem, and you don't need to have a whole lot of money. So, for example, how much does it cost to buy a bag of cement these days? What, 9,000-10,000 naira? Right? And how many blocks can that give you, considering all the other materials, sand, water, labor, and all that stuff. But, when you send money, for example, to Nigeria and say, let's buy 10 bags of cement, and that's supposed to cost 90 or 1,000 naira or 100,000 naira. You want to be sure that 10 bags of cement were bought, and the appropriate number of blocks, if you were going to make blocks, will be produced for you. Not a situation where 6 bags of cement is bought and then you were told that 10 bags of cement were bought. So that's already a challenge, and the people end up spending a lot more. So the right people with the right skills and the right mindset, so that people don't think that where the diasporans are, if I could use that word, they just walk around and pick money. No, it's a lot of hard work out there. People work hard. They work extremely hard to make the money that they make, and to be able to send back home. I think it's a tremendous blessing if they have someone, a partner, who has integrity, who can tell them the truth of how the money is being used, how the money is spent, and they can actually come back and say, so the right people with the right skills and the right mindset, I would say it's a primary challenge for doing an investment in Nigeria. Now, that's for, I want to say, maybe an average person who is living outside of Nigeria. Now, if a company is coming into Nigeria to invest, that's going to be a different approach, I'm sure, because they'll have structures that they'll deploy to make things more efficient and more effective. But just for an average person who is working outside of the country and trying to do something back home, having the right people in and with the right skill set and the right mindset, tremendous blessing. So that's what I would say is a primary challenge.